are these people?
Workplace sabotage as a tool of solidarity. Just make sure that the machine breaks. Make sure that you walk a little slowly. Make sure that things don't exactly get done quite as efficiently as they could if the boss doesn't come up with what you're asking for. And I thought that was an interesting article from In These Times, which I'm not always the biggest fan of, but I did like this article. So I'll include this link.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today.
Very good. That goes right along with nobody wants to work anymore. Yeah. Right? Here's one I didn't hear about anywhere else. Boeing settled on a $243 million plea deal, and then the judge rejected it. Why? Because of how they want to assign an independent federal monitor. You remember the UAW has an independent federal monitor because of corruption. This is because of the 737 MAX and the whistleblowers that are saying that they've been skirting safety regulations. The reason why the judge rejected it was not because of the money, but because of Boeing wanted to be able to reject one of the 6 federal monitors. And they also wanted to have the federal monitor report directly to somebody else and not to the judge. The judge wants them to report directly to the judge. You tell me what the fuck's going on. Don't report to the FCC or any governing body over this. I want to know. And that's the judge. Yeah, the Boeing would have been allowed to block one of 6 monitor candidates from being hired. All right. The victims' families would rather that the monitor be selected by and report to the court to guarantee compliance. All right. And they also argued that the court should reject the plea agreement because monitor selections will be made in keeping with the department's commitment to DEI, which they could make race a factor in picking a monitor, and they don't want that. So go through this Freightwaves, again, $243 million plea deal. This is in the 737 MAX case. Crazy how little that is. It should be in the billions. Every industry that I've seen has received what I would call a Trump bump. Since the election, Wall Street seems to love the fact that Trump's coming back. Yeah. And it ain't just Wall Street, it's Main Street. It's the crypto world. And now trucking. But when you dig a little deeper, it's not really that much. Now, November trucking jobs see a healthy rise. What's a healthy rise? When you dig a little bit more into the numbers, an increase of 2,900 jobs from a total of 1.5 million, which was only 700 jobs higher than where truck transportation stood in May. Like, it's been a stagnant industry. And they're celebrating 2,900 new jobs? Oof. That ain't good. Good. Not good. And now Amazon's unionizing with their truckers. Watch what's going to happen. You're going to see more autonomous trucks under Trump. And you're going to see that's how they're going to end up dealing with the unionization of truckers. And the Teamsters trying to get involved with the Amazon truckers and the labor union. Next, we have Erin Brockovich. Everybody knows, and she's actually Indie Media Award honoree because she does excellent reporting on water and environment. A new toxin in our tap water, an unknown infection byproduct, now has a new name. All right, plus big deadline.
Fluoride. Oh, sorry.
What? No, it's not. It's not fluoride. What? And she was actually one of the proponents. Remember that, wait a minute, we did an article from her 2 years ago talking about how we were over-fluoridating our water. All right?
Mm-hmm.
But she says you can't treat water unless you know what's in it. Just like a blood test for disease, you can only find what you test for. And Scott C. Smith says the same thing about dioxins. You can only find what you test for. If you don't order a specific test for a specific chemical, you won't know it's there. you can't test the toxicity of a chemical without tracking it down first. And now they finally discovered a previously unknown compound in chlorinated drinking water called chloramines. Chloramines. They're commonly used to disinfect drinking water as a means to provide increased protection from bacterial contamination. Researchers have identified chlorinitramide anion, if that's right, I'd be a miracle, chemically expressed as ClNNO2 as an end byproduct of inorganic chloramine decomposition, and it's toxic. But it's not presently known. Its prevalence and similarity to other toxic compounds is concerning and warrants further study to assess its public health risks. Bottom line is they just found out about this chemical, and now we're going to have to study it to see how bad it is. And I'm sure it's not going to be pretty. All right. Check out the BrockovichReport.com. BlueSky is a shitlib haven and Brockbot haven. All right. A year plus ago, I was offered a invite code to get on BlueSky. Maybe it was even 2 years ago when Elon first bought Twitter, and a lot of people were looking for alternatives. And as a member of Substack, we got access to BlueSky account for, and it was only invite only early on. I got one. I figured I'd reserve it, park it. I put a couple posts there. There was nobody. There was a wasteland. There's been all this talk and chatter for the last 5 or 6 weeks about how all these people have left Twitter and they're moving to BlueSky. And BlueSky is this crazy place where all this activity is happening. 25 million new users have shown up in the last 5 weeks. Well, this guy, who I don't always agree with again, but I like what they've been doing on BlueSky, because what they've been doing is looking at the fire hose of data that BlueSky makes available. So he says spam in the fire hose, right? They make all of the data available via API, like Twitter used to do, so that you can pull every tweet and pull every account being set up and everything. It's all public. It's all out there. And this person has been building algorithmic bots to look at the fire hose to tell me certain things, right? And what they found, 2,200 spam accounts, half of which belong to a single network. And this is the code that they wrote to pull all the different accounts.
Hello, world.
All right. But they all are repeating the same messaging. All right. They're porn spam, or they're passionate about a certain topic. Right. And then he's got here's the descriptions. Passionate about building meaningful connections in the field of art. Passionate about inspiring positive change in the field of culture. And that's everyone on this line in the middle. This one has passionate about contributing to impactful projects in the field of nature exploration. And there's literally 15 profiles that have the exact same description. These are bots. All right. And then it's how many accounts are using this language? How many people are they following? And who are they following? Who are they sharing? This person goes really deep to find all that. Now, by the way, here's a daisy botnet, literally a daisy chain, all right, where they're finding profiles all named Daisy, a number named Daisy, and a number .bsky.social. And a lot of them have the same description, different profile pics, some of them using recycled profile pics, slightly rotated. All right, they're using this person does not exist.com. Remember that website to generate bot profile pics. All right. Again, They talk about Daisy. Right. This is not only are they creating accounts, but they're also creating lists of accounts, because you can follow a list and everybody on it very quickly and easily. Part of this is the growth. So check this out. This is Consporador Norteño. You can see them up there. So that's conspirator0.substack.com. Again, I'll put all these links in the description afterwards. I thought this was really interesting and proof that it's not organic what's happening over there. It's mostly journalists, influencers, and shitlibs and bots. And a dozen leftists trying to make a thing. Trying to make it a thing. They're trying really, really hard. I saw Chris Hedges had a conversation with Matt Kennard, both Indie Media Award honorees. So I thought that would have been an interesting one to bring. All right, pause, come back. This, and let's go here. Okay, no, let's go back here. This is fine.
But effectively, the UK just takes its orders from Washington, which means that we're not a sovereign country. And I know it's a cliche to say Britain's the 51st state, but it really is. We cannot go against the US. And actually, this was really exposed during Jeremy Corbyn's leadership of the Labour Party. He was elected Labour leader in 2015. He was the second non-Atlanticist Labour leader ever to be elected post the Second World War. Corbyn really showed the power that the US still has here. And actually, when I started looking into all the agencies that you mentioned, like the NED and stuff. Through the whole of my career, I'd always looked at those in the global south who were operating in weak states and basically running the show. My hunch was, okay, well, this doesn't operate the same way in Britain, where we've got a longer history, we've got these strong institutions, but I realized pretty quick when I started looking into what these agencies were doing in Britain, that the same patterns were occurring, and in fact, even more resources were going in, because obviously, as an imperial centre, it's at the top priority to keep the UK pro-Atlanticist. So Jeremy Corbyn was a massive, massive nightmare for the US. And in fact, it became really explicit. Mike Pompeo, when he was Secretary of State, who was previously Director of the CIA, came to the UK in the summer of 2019. This was 6 months before the election of 2019, which Jeremy Corbyn lost to Boris Johnson. But he was recorded privately saying to a group of people, we will do our, quote, level best to stop Jeremy Corbyn becoming Prime Minister of Britain. And he said, it's too hard to do it once he's Prime Minister, so we'll do it now. And it was reported for a day in the papers, but then it just disappeared. And you're sort of thinking this should be a huge, huge scandal. This is a senior official coming to the UK and basically saying we won't allow it. And obviously he was referring to certain programs they had. And there was no investigations of what he meant by that.
Yep. So definitely catch that full interview. That's over at chrishedges.substack.com. So go check out Chris and Matt talking about that. Speaking of Matt Kennard, our friend Golden Monarch wrote up a little article about, and he gave him kind of a golden spotlight or golden highlight award. He talked about the conversation that Matt had with Bet Beat Media, which we talked about, and also included the clip that we had about Matt a couple of weeks ago for the Indie Media Awards, which I appreciate. And thank you so much to Golden Monarch for the shout out there. Again, this is the Matt Kennard, Chris Hedges interview. Oh, this is the video. It already was here. Okay, I got ahead of myself. All right. And then Matt was busy this week. Matt also was on Going Underground. So check this out as well with Ashin Ratansi. And he was talking about Syria and what was going to happen there. Obviously, that was before it fell this weekend. So I don't know how accurate it's going to be. That was literally recorded like yesterday on Friday, published yesterday morning, about 30 minutes long. Check that out. Not only did Kit write an article, Kit Knightley over at Off Guardian, he was a member of a Independent Media Alliance panel earlier this week. Half dozen of the members got together and talked about the Trump cabinet picks. So if you're interested in hearing their takes on that, that was a really interesting hour and a half to watch. I would definitely catch that. Indie Media Award honoree Chanda has been battling small cell lung cancer. Can you not hear me anymore, Reef?
No, I can.
Oh, okay, because I didn't hear the sound. So, Chanda,
All right.
we primed that pump on her GoFundMe again this week. Looks like we got about another $500 from Giving Tuesday. Thank you to everybody. Really, thank you so much. We really appreciate everything that everybody can give, especially this time of year where we know it's so hard. Christmas gifts and everybody's strapped. It's a tough time for everyone. But I was talking to Oz about this last night. She can't work right now which means she can't earn. Bills are coming in. Rent is due. Food bills, gas to get to and from treatments, and there's no income. So she's literally relying on us to help and to get her through. And we step up to help each other. And I'd step up and I ask and hope that everyone else would mention it on their shows to try to get more people out there to try to help her and share her GoFundMe and to support her. All right. So here is the link, by the way, for the GoFundMe. Hopefully that goes through good. We really appreciate everyone for being here and for supporting INN and independent media. TYT funded by Jeffrey Katzenberg. INN funded by you, everyone. And they can say they're funded by you, but they've got their corporate donors. Yeah. We do not. We've got you. We got these people that are on that board. We've got Sean Miller, who hooks us up weekly. We got Charlie Mack, who hooks us up weekly. We got Anna Mayers, who hooks us up all the time. Kameshwari Kate hooked us up huge. Natalie Williams, oh my God, love you so much. Golden, there's so many great people on this list that are supporting this. Dr. Nick, Bad Cookies, Brett Wilkins, an Indie Media Award honoree on the list. And it looks like we got a founding member to Indie Media tonight. Thank you so much. Who was it? Let's see. New paid subscriber. We just got it on the books. And it is Kameshwari Kate. Thank you so much, Kate. You're the best. I love you. The Guardian is getting funding from Bill Gates, but we're not. So because of that, we rely on you. We are completely user funded, as well as, ourselves, that we can, whatever we can afford to put into this as well. But anything you can do to help would really be, great. Really appreciate that. We got some more support this week from a bunch of people, and that's awesome. We are so close to being able to pay off our Zago friends, and then we can pay off the Restream bill, which is the big one for the year. That's coming at the end of the month. And then we get into 2025 bills so that we can then do some really cool, fun stuff for the network and start helping some other people do some mutual aid stuff. The links to do so are right here. So if you are unable to totally get it, enjoy the stream, share the content, please, if you can, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, let people know about INN and let people know about this show. It really helps. And they can download it in podcasts and they can watch it on basically every platform, either live or on replay. We leave all the VODs up and we do clips via newsletter. There's a ton of ways to get the content. But these are the amazing people that have already supported INN. We love you. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, Patreon. At a monthly, you can do a Patreon or at the innnewsletter.com, which you can see down there. Somewhere down at the bottom, you'll see in a second. If you can, we love you all. And all these people have already taken care of INN the best they could and reached into their pockets and thrown a couple of bucks toward the network and toward the independent media they want to see. We don't have corporate funding. We have you. The easiest ways to do that are with Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, and Patreon. We have the INN newsletter, which you can subscribe to monthly or annually. We also, by the way, have some new merch at indienews.shop, INDIE news.shop. You'll see that in the scrolling ticker as well. So you can pick up merch and support us in that way as well. Hannah, I know, ordered a couple tank tops. Cookie said that he ordered a beanie, which I can't wait for him to run around with an INN beanie. Because God forbid anybody else had a narrative that's different from theirs. It's a real problem. So therefore, please support INN, support independent media, support the people that are countering that narrative, because it's everywhere, man. Thank you to everyone, really, for supporting independent media. We show this link one more time, this page one more time with the links. Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, Patreon, if you're able to. Also, INNnewsletter.com, you see there, and at the merch at indienews.shop, where you can pick up t-shirts and tank tops and beanies and all of your merch Christmassy needs. And if there's something that you want to see that I haven't made that we haven't made merch-wise, I'm willing to do that too. Just tell me what you want to see and I can make it. Support independent media because we need it more than...
There you go.
What? Oh, my thing, right. Support independent media. We need it more than ever. I love you all, and I really appreciate all of you.